Piper podcasting. That's crazy. My name is Haley Blackholeca, and I am the author of the Vigilante Midoriya fic Pied Piper, hence the name. Crazy. Who would have thought? In honor of Pied Piper's 6th anniversary, the bestie and I decided to read it together in the absolute worst mashup of podficking and podcasting you've likely ever seen on the internet. If this is your first time reading Piper and you're looking for a serious and comprehensible podfic, this definitely isn't the place, but we're here for a good time, so you might have fun listening anyway. And to all the returning readers, welcome back. Clap, clap. Oh my god, we're recording. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Wait, look at us go.
Look at us go. Okay. This is... We need an intro.
Hi. Whoa. We can add that later, can't we?
Yeah, we can add it later. I'm Gray. This is... Wait.
Wait a second. Wait a minute. Who are you? You know, Haley Blackholeca, like, you know, the author of this awesome hit fic, Pied Piper, by Blackholeca.
Oh, I've never heard of that thing.
Black Senpai.
You should tell me more about it.
Okay, yeah. No, I will. Okay. So it's this fic on AO3. Okay, and it's a Boku no Hero Academia, My Hero Academia.
Oh.
Whoa, so cool. And just to let you know a little bit about it, the only relationship tags, even though relationships don't have to be romantic, are Aizawa Shota, Shirakumo Oboro, and Yamada Hisashi as a throuple. Okay, and then...
Oh, it is.
that fuck-ass cat, and Sukauchi Naomasa. Fuck. You know? The fuck-ass cat. Sansa.
Oh, that's
and yeah.
crazy. You know,
Yeah, spoiler alert. They kiss. Anyways, it's rated teen and up audiences. The creator chose not to use archive warnings. And the category, Gen, despite the only relationship tags being romantic relationship tags. That's awesome. Let's go through the additional tags. Because so far, the only character tag that's really going to show up is probably Midoriya Izuku. Okay, additional tags. Vigilante, Midoriya Izuku. Quirkless, Midoriya Izuku. Midoriya Izuku does not have one for all quirk. Vigilantism, General Education Department, Midoriya Izuku. BAMF, Midoriya Izuku. Some angst. Sassy, Midoriya Izuku. Midoriya Izuku swears. Mentions of bullying. Mentions of suicide. Martial arts, Midoriya Izuku. There are OCs, but they're not main characters, so that was a lie. Social media aspects. I hurt our sunshine boy. I'm sorry, I promise I love him. If I give Midoriya OFA, you have permission to physically fight me outside of Denny's at 3 a.m. Plot twist, she doesn't give him OFA.
Guys.
Minato is now in jail. You're welcome.
Say one for all.
Yeah?
Please just say one for all. You're killing me.
Dad Mike. Actually, it's Angsty City. I'm sorry, I did not plan for this. It just happened. Minor character death. Dad Zawa. Bro, fuck death arms. All my homies hate death arms. Bro, she said the fuck word. She said a dad bro. I love how separated the Dad Mike, Dad Zawa, and Dad bro tags are. They're like so
they were added. They were added in stages.
QPR. Kurogiri is not Shirakumo Oboro. Canon is dead, but Oboro Shirakumo is not. Why did you switch? Wait, why did you switch the order? Shirakumo Oboro or Oboro Shirakumo? Bro, make up your mind.
Don't look at me.
Happy ending. Side character death, even though she already said minor character death. Okay, guys.
People didn't understand.
English.
People didn't understand. They didn't understand. They had problems. They had problems, so I put it twice.
I kid.
Okay, I kid.
Okay.
I kid. Spoilers.
Guys, spoilers, I kid. It was originally published in 2019 on the 14th of May. It was completed.
May 14th.
Damn.
2019.
2 years ago.
In college.
On the 14th of May. Ugh. Brother, ugh.
That was when it was last updated.
Words.
It was completed.
Guys, there's kind of 2,991 words short of 300,000 words, so get to it.
Hey,
Even though it's completed with 69 out of 69 chapters, which is pretty PogChamp.
Beautiful.
There's lots of comments, kudos, bookmarks, and hits. Oh wow, over 1 million hits. Wow.
Over 1 million hits.
What a guy.
We love to see it. What a guy. What? You don't want to read all the collections that it's in?
God fucking no. That's like half the word count on this entire page, girl.
Oh no, for real.
Let's be real.
It's so unserious.
Okay. So, here we go. Pied Piper, Blackholeca. If they wouldn't give him a chance, then the solution seemed simple. He'd give himself one. He'd force the world to see him, force them to recognize his hard work. He wasn't missing a quirk, it was simply that everyone else had been given an advantage. He wasn't broken, or useless, or incapable, and he'd prove it by outrunning all of them. He who was quirkless, he who had started in last. Brackets. UA rejects Midoriya from the hero course, and he finds salvation in vigilantism. End bracket.
Hey,
And that is the summary.
do not repost the other sites.
Whoa.
Crazy.
Whoa.
Crazy.
And you'll never guess what chapter 1 is titled. Black hole.
Oh my god. Chapter 1.
Get it?
Black hole. Whoa, guys, I was so...
Notes?
No one could have seen this coming.
You get to read the notes, because they're like your words, you know?
Mm-hmm. Trigger warning for chapter 1, brief mentions of suicide and bullying.
Pong Champ.
Author's note.
We love it.
Please do not repost this work. This unfortunately includes translations. While I don't feel I need to offer an explanation for this, it is because I would prefer to have direct access.
Access. Ooh, she said a bad word.
direct
Get her ass.
Access to all publicly posted copies of Piper, though I do appreciate all the translations I've received over the years. Double heart emoji.
Translation offers.
Edit from the future. This writing gets better. I promise.
Lol. She really said, well, I don't feel I need to offer an explanation, and then offers an explanation.
Listen, people just be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alright. Popcorn reading, you go first.
Yeah. I'll read that first good chunk. Oh my god. The last time I read this, I was trying to translate it into Spanish. Do you remember that?
Midoriya Izu es un hijo con stippling de Estela. Estela.
Stop.
Anyways,
Stop.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I tried too. Last time I read it, I tried to translate into Spanish. Anyways, you go first.
Disclaimer. I hate this chapter.
Shut the fuck up. We're getting
Okay.
through it. We're on a time limit. Go.
Midoriya Izuku is the boy with a stippling of stars across his cheeks and a sun for a heart that desires only to help others. And despite his quirkless status, despite the bullying, despite everyone telling him that he'll never be a hero, that desire has never wavered. But he's a smart kid. He knows that one cannot simply become a hero through dreams alone. He's quirkless, but that doesn't mean he's incapable. It simply means he has to try that much harder, that his start line has been set further back than the rest of his peers. So, at 9, he begs his mother to enroll him at a small dojo. It's a 30-minute walk from their apartment and only 13 minutes from his current school. Inko never mentions how she'll manage the extra bill, but he notices that she's started coming home later on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays? Whoa, who said that? And Izuku feels bad that he's making her work even harder than she already is. But he needs this. He needs to be a hero.
Whoa! Yippee! The start of Pied Piper! Yippee! His new martial arts instructor is a Korean woman. No, I'm gonna start over. His new martial arts instructor is a Korean woman with blue luminescent freckles and blacked out sclera. She gives off a sort of ethereal energy. That's how you say it, right? Ethereal?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think I used to say ethereal. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
But her regal posture and the slight squint to her eyes helps dissipate such illusions. My name is Jiwuchi, and this dojo you are to refer to me as Chi-sensei. Midoriya's own posture straightens as she turns to face the 6 of them. You're here to learn the art of
Muay Thai?
Muay Thai. It is not a game, nor is it a hobby. It is a martial art, a lifestyle, and I demand that you treat it as such. Her eyes are somewhat unnerving. Her eyes are somewhat unnerving. Her eyes are somewhat unnerving. The fact that she's unable to tell if she's looking at them or not, putting the boy on the edge. If you are unable to understand or accept this, then this is not the right dojo for you. You came here to learn, but I will only be able to teach you if you are willing to be taught. She pauses, looking over the group. There's only one major thing that I ask of you here, and that is your promise that you'll only use what you learn here to protect. If I discover that you're using your skills to bully or intimidate others, I will ban you from this dojo, and you will not be allowed to return. Am I clear? There's a chorus of students' voices. Yes, Chi-sensei! Her stance... Okay. Her stance shifts. Now, arms up.
Hi.
You want me to do it?
No, I'm okay.
You're okay?
I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
Midoriya, elbows up. If you want to leave your midriff wait. You want to leave your midriff exposed in order to lure your opponent's attacks there. Trick them into thinking that it's a weak thinking it's a weak point in your defense. Hi. Oh God, No. It's okay. I'm fine. They've been doing drills for the last 30 minutes, so the word comes out breathy as he brings up his arms. Wait. I can't read!
Before throwing another punch.
Oh my God. Tanaka, feet together. Your stance is too wide and your hips aren't squared. This isn't boxing. Hi! Hirano, keep your feet moving. Make sure you're shifting your weight from foot to foot. The march is the most basic skill you'll need for Muay Thai. Midoriya, what'd I just say? Keep your fist in front of your face. Pay attention to what you're doing. The boy's cheeks flush before he stutters out a, "Yes, Chi-sensei." He's tired, and the fact that his arms keep drifting down makes him embarrassed. But he's happy. The sun in his chest makes him almost radiant, the light leaking out in the form of an uncontrollable smile that's nudging the corners of his mouth upwards. I can be a hero.
So what happened to hi? Why does he say yes, Chi-sensei? Why isn't it hi, Chi-sensei?
Shut up!
You're being inconsistent here. Okay, also we've established it's last name first.
I was good about it in this, okay? That was that was a single tag.
That's still there.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. It's your turn. It's your turn.
It isn't until a year after Midoriya had started at the dojo that they see Ji-Woo follow up her initial promise, the events surrounding it serving as a reminder for the remaining 5. Hirano is the first to bring up the missing student, asking the question that everyone else had wanted to know the answer to. Chi-sensei? Tanaka hasn't been here in a while. Is he sick? The others all pause in their stretches, gazes finding their instructors. Izuku had never disliked the older boy, but there had always been something a little too vicious that would come out of him while sparring that made Midoriya wary. Chi-sensei takes a moment to respond, her pitch-stained eyes watching them, putting the class on edge. I learned from his mother last week that he attacked one of his classmates at school. He couldn't follow the dojo's rules, therefore he will not be returning to us. Murmurs go through the small group, Hirano leaning over to whisper something in the ear of the girl next to her. Let this serve as a reminder for all of you. The rules you agreed upon at the beginning of your training here will not be made a mockery of. There's only one major thing that I ask of you here, and that is your promise that you'll only use what you learn here to protect. She quotes, as if it hadn't just been said like one paragraph ago.
Don't talk to me.
Crazy. She really said that like it was like
Don't
chapters
talk
ago.
to me.
It's
Oh my
crazy.
God. In quotes italics, that's crazy.
Yeah, in quotes italics. The voice ringing in his head is Chi-sensei's. The memory surrounding it feels years away, but the words themselves echo like Izuku had only heard them yesterday.
Or like 3 seconds ago.
Yeah, or like 30 seconds ago. I will not let anyone smear this dojo's reputation because of something so impulsive. Her expression is carefully blank, but woman's... But woman!
Oh my God! But woman! Oh my God! Guys!
But woman! Oh my God, guys! But woman's luminescent freckles. Layer. The change unnoticed by all but Midoriya, because he's special and the main character.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, she's angry, he observes. Your actions reflect back on not only yourself, but on everything that you're affiliated with. Your friends, your family, your school, your dojo. They are all affected by what you do. Remember this the next time you feel the urge to make a fool of yourself. Now back to stretching. There's a rumble of, yes, Chi-sensei. The remaining 5... From the remaining 5 students as they resume warming up, Midoriya's gaze follows the woman's across the room as he sits down. Her black ponytail swings behind her as she makes her way towards the window, where she watches the sunset over Musutafu's skyline. Use what you learn here to protect. Izuku lets out a slow breath as he bends, hands wrapping around the base of his left foot. Protect. I will, Midoriya thinks, eyes closing. I'll protect everyone with the power I'll earn.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh my
Whoa.
god. Oh my god.
Woman's.
Woman. I love. Oh,
But
my God.
woman's.
We have to read all the
Guys.
spelling mistakes. Like all the
We
grammar,
will.
incorrect
Yeah.
grammar. Where it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
It's really important.
It's very important. Okay. The next year passes peacefully for the 5 remaining in their class, all of them holding Tanaka as a strong reminder to think before they act, and for Midoriya, it serves as the extra push he'd needed to work even harder. It's during this year that Chi-sensei first brings up the idea of competitions. Class is over, and they'd just been released from practice. Before you leave, there's a local Muay Thai competition coming up next month. If there's anyone that's interested in possibly competing, then please come talk to me before you head out. If I think you're ready for it, then we can talk to your parents. It takes only a moment before there's a mad dash to line up in front of the woman, Ji-woo chuckling at their excitement. From her place in line, Hirano spies Izuku heading for his backpack. She bounces on her heels twice, glancing between him and Chi-sensei before abandoning the other 3 to go talk to the boy. Midoriya. He looks up as she approaches. Are you not going to ask Chi-sensei about the competition? Izuku blinks at her in mild surprise. No, I'm not really interested. Don't you think it'll be fun? She leans forward, balancing on her toes as she waits for his response. I'm not here to have fun, though. Okay. Crazy. Hirano's cheeks puff out as Midoriya turns back to his bag, undoing the wraps around his hands and wrists. You don't have to take everything so seriously all the time, you know? The boy flexes his fingers, knuckles a bit sore from today's training. You're younger than me, so you shouldn't have to worry about everything so much. She decides to ruffle his hair before turning back to the line in front of Chi-sensei. I'm not worrying about anything, he mutters, just out of earshot. It's just that I have to work twice as hard. It's just that I have to work twice as hard as everyone else to get where I'm going. He shoves his hand wraps into his backpack before throwing it over his shoulder and heading towards the door. Ji-woo eyes him as he goes. She'd been expecting the boy to be the first of the 5 to come and talk to her about the competition, but it figures that he'd have an aversion to such types of pointless fighting. He's a diligent kid, a good fighter. Chi-sensei. Not one for needless violence. Ji-woo makes a non-committal noise, turning back to look at the student in front of her. She plays off her silence as thoughtful contemplation. Your reaction times are still rather slow, Gamon. I don't think you'd be ready for the competition in time. She watches the boy's face fall. But if you improve enough before then, I'll reconsider. So work hard. Hi! Oh, cringe. Ugh.
Sometimes we must accept our cringe before
I'm cringe, but I am free.
letting it go. You were cringe?
But I am free. But am I?
And you were cringe.
I'm cringe and I'm still cringe. That's crazy.
You will forever
Guys,
be
the writing
cringe.
gets better, I
And that's
promise.
okay. That's why rewrites are a thing. You know?
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
So, Midoriya, I'd like to talk to you for a moment before you leave. It's his 3rd year at the dojo. This certainly isn't the first time Chi-sensei had wanted to talk to him after class. But usually it's either trying to convince him to enter a competition, or to inquire about the burns and bruises he'd earned from after a one-sided skirmish with Bakugo. But, Bakugo? What about Kachan? The fuck?
Don't worry
see
about
much?
it.
See much?
No.
Come on, yeah. Girl, if you still calls him Kachan,
Listen, He's been at the
UA?
temple for 3 years. Like, things change. Things change, okay?
But it's been a while since Katsuki, and now we're Katsuki. And put the sketch on.
Katsuki.
I picked
Katsuki.
Katsuki. Bakugo Katsuki.
No. Bakugo Katsuki.
Katsuki. That's crazy. That's crazy. But it's been a while since Katsuki. Ugh.
Brother. It's Japanese. It's Japanese.
I know. I just.
Yeah.
But Katsuki. Katsuki. I picked a fight with him, and there weren't any upcoming tournaments that he knows of. Izuku looks away from his sparring partner, giving Hirano the opening she needs to send a quick kick to his ribs while his guard is down. Bitch! Why talk to him in the middle of the fight? That's crazy. He stumbles at the unexpected attack, eyes zipping back to see the smug smirk on his partner's lips as she throws a fist towards his face. It gives him just enough time to redirect the punch away from him. He can hear Chi-sensei laughing behind him, a reaction few of her students are privy to. You shouldn't let your guard down while you're fighting. You can't let something as simple as words distract you. Izuku feels fire in his cheeks as he catches Hirano's arm when she goes in for another jab, using his own momentum to bring her down to the mat. Yes, sensei. He's pulling off his gloves when the woman finally comes over to talk to him. Midoriya, I was wondering if you'd be interested in trying something new. He turns quickly, fatigue forgotten and eyes sparking with new life. Yes. What happened to hi? Come on.
Brother.
Brother! The woman lets out a quiet laugh. So quick. The corners of her eyes crinkle. You don't even know what it is yet. Yes. So, you'd be fine if I started training you on how to use weapons? Jiwoo swears she sees little stars in the boy's eyes when she says this. The light radiating from the smile he's giving her. Almost blinding. What? Smile he's giving her. Almost blinding. That's grammatically incorrect.
No, it's not.
Light
the light radiating from the smile he's giving her. Oh.
Almost blinding. There's no verb.
I don't care.
Anyways, I love the POV shift. Okay, English major.
You think I care? God.
I hate it when fics switch POVs for like one paragraph.
Well,
and guess who did that?
Guess what?
I hate like 20-year-old Haley. That's crazy.
I wasn't.
You were. That was highballing it.
If I was 18 in 2017.
Oh lord.
Oh. I guess I was 20. Oh.
Yeah, around.
No. Yeah.
19.
I was probably.
I don't know. I don't care. Yes. We'd replace 2 of your regular lessons with weapons training, and we'd have to meet later than usual on those days. Yes! Izuku is vibrating with excitement. Weapons would be essential if you wanted to be a hero. She lets out a small laugh before patting Midoriya's shoulder. Alright then, I'll talk to your mother about it and set up a new meeting time.
Whoa.
Your turn!
Yippee! Yippee! Bro, it was literally
Brother! No, try.
Calm composure. You know what? Also, I just want to add, I'm glad Bakugo is not an important character. Not
otherwise,
they're alive.
Katsuki!
It's Katsuki! Bakugo Katsuki!
Bakugo Katsuki?
Oh my god.
Yeah. I know.
We're continuing.
Go.
Midoriya doesn't know what he'd been expecting when Chi-sensei had talked about weapons training last week. But he's knows. But he's knows this certainly wasn't it. We'll start with this.
But he's knows. This certainly wasn't it.
But he's knows. We'll start with this. When she pulls out the wooden staff, Izuku is more than a little disappointed. Oh god. Oh.
Janbong?
Janbong, I guess.
I don't know.
Janbong. Guys, I just write the words. I don't speak them, okay? Janbong.
No, wait, I got this.
Are you Googling it? Are you Googling it?
John Bong.
John Bong. Okay. John Bong. Though
Maybe.
you're more likely to hear it called a bow staff, I will never call it John Bong again in this fic, I promise. It's a
Rummy.
stick, he thinks, staring at it with a furrow in his brow. I'll teach you the basics before I add you to another class I'm working with. They're all older than you, but I'm sure you'll be able to hold your own. Izuku's eyes brighten. This can be an effective wedding. Wedding?
Wedding.
This can be an effective weapon in the right hands. She twirls it in her hand. I believe you'll be able to learn it quickly. You're a smart kid, Midoriya. The 12-year-old straightens his posture, squaring his shoulders as Ji-woo tosses him the staff in her hands before grabbing another one for herself. Now I want you to mirror my stance. In the end, it takes him a month to master the basics. And despite what Chi-sensei had said, she's surprised he's gotten everything down after only 8 sessions. Of course, she doesn't know about the training he does at Dagoba.
Dagoba. Dagoba.
Dagoba.
Why is there an
Every day.
H at the end?
Because it's a Star Wars reference.
Oh my god.
Dagba.
Dagoba?
That's the
Dagoba?
place that Luke Skywalker trained.
That's crazy.
You know?
Is that like in
Yes.
BNHA?
Yes. That's
Is it the beach?
Yeah, the beach. That's the beach. The trashy dump beach.
So silly. That's so silly.
Fighting invisible enemies with a metal pipe he'd found amongst the trash. Oh my god. Oh my god, the metal pipe.
He's so
That's
edgy.
That's gonna be important.
Whoa. Guys.
I think you're ready for the other class. There's not much I could teach you here that you wouldn't learn just as easily there. Ji-woo lets out a breathy laugh. She reaches behind her head to tighten her ponytail. Midoriya leans himself against a staff, his breathing only slightly labored. Most of the students in that class either have work or cram school, so class starts at 6 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. A bit later than you're used to, so make sure you don't fall behind on your schoolwork. Ji-woo smirks at the boys as Zuko huffs out a laugh. Hi.
But they're
We're just listening. What are they called? Tilda? Is it a tilde?
Tilda?
There's the
I think
tilde at
so.
the end of hi, and Gray hates tildes.
I hate them.
Gray hates tildes.
Or they're
oh my god, it's such a sing-songy, like, symbol to add to the end of a word.
I hate them.
They're
They're so reminiscent of like 2013 fucking.
What? Were you 5?
Tumblr.
How do you even remember that?
It's not 5. I was 10. Come on.
Oh my god.
I was 10.
Why did you have internet access at 10 years old?
I didn't say I did.
Then
You think I haven't like read fics that were written in 2013? Be so serious.
That's a skill issue.
Sometimes you get desperate. You think it's like you've forgotten I started on fanfiction.net. Actually, I didn't start on fanfiction.net. I started. What was it?
On Wattpad?
No.
Oh, cringe.
Quora. I think.
Quora.
I'm pretty sure that's where I started.
Well, I started on the Warrior Cat.
Right.
So like.
Oh, stop it. Yeah, you're old and weird. We get it.
Get on my level.
We get it.
We
get it, you freak.
You're
Freakish freak. Over the next 2 years, as Midoriya continues his sessions with Chi-sensei, they lose another student to the Sands of Time. Okay, Edward.
What?
Though in this case, the choice is a willing one. The Sands of Time. Fucking.
Okay.
Bro's like 12. When Hirano leaves, she says it's because she's grown up and grown out of it. Says that she wanted to try something new now that she was starting high school. And Izuku doesn't really get it. Izuku really doesn't get it, doesn't understand how she can spend almost 5 years training, only to act like none of it mattered in the end. Hirano never saw Muay Thai as a lifestyle. Chi-sensei's voice startled him. It was only ever a source of entertainment for her. She never cared about winning competitions either. I'm sure she was only in them for the adrenaline rush. Ji-woo gives the boy a soft smile as she turns towards her. as he turns towards her. Why do we switch like the narrative, like from Chi-sensei to Ji-woo? Are they close? Are they besties?
Don't talk. Listen.
You weirdo. You weirdo.
2019
Freak.
Haley
Freak.
didn't.
Freak.
She would switch the
Mhm.
names every
Freak.
other time. Like on off again. Every time. You're gonna have to put up with it for a while.
Freak.
Yeah.
Ji-woo gives the boy a soft smile as he turns towards her. You were mumbling again, is the only explanation she gives as the rest of her Tuesday, undercase Tuesday, class continues running through a set of drills she'd given them. Hirano is a smart kid, but she doesn't take many things seriously. This was just a hobby for her. Midoriya doesn't believe he could think of Muay Thai as a hobby, even if he wanted to. The idea that it could so easily be categorized as something so inconsequential troubles him. He absentmindedly twirls the bow staff in his hand. Hirano's going. That's weird. Hirano's going had been on his mind since she'd left, and now adding what Chi-sensei had said, he was sure it would continue to tug at his attention in the days to come. Don't let it bother you too much, Midoriya. But it does bother him. They'd lost Tanaka to power, and now Hirano to boredom. There had only been two things asked of them, not to harm others and take the training seriously. This training, was a stepping stone for him. His race had begun at the age of 4, and for the last 9 years he'd been struggling just to catch a glimpse of the backs of his peers. But he'd been drawing closer every day since he was 9. With every new training session, whether he be at the dojo sparring with his classmates or battling invisible enemies at Dagobah, he ran faster. Okay, I get it. It's kind of hard to say. Muay Thai was a lifestyle to him because it had to be. If he didn't try his hardest, if he didn't give it his all, then he'd learned over the years that hopes and dreams were as useless as the shooting stars he'd wished upon as a kid. Hard work would be what he used to surpass those running ahead of him, just ahead of him. Hard work is what would push him to run faster, to outdistance even more of his peers. His desire would fuel that hard work in order to protect people, in order to save them. Izuku just had to make sure he didn't stop running. But the race is a hard one. He'd grown up watching Bakugo's back disappear into the distance, no matter how fast Midoriya would run, no matter how much he pushed himself to do better. There are times when Bakugo makes it hard to run, other times when he makes it easy. When he's 15, Tatsuki makes a little bit of both.
God.
Even from so far ahead, the boy still manages to screw up Izuku's race. And it's during this time that Midoriya nearly breaks one of his dojo's only rules. Only use what you learn here to protect. As if it wasn't in the same fucking chapter.
Shut
It's all
up!
italicized. Just in case you forgot. It's a moment where he very nearly sends a right hook into Bakugo Tatsuki's jaw. I mean, come on. A right hook isn't like Muay Thai. It's a right hook. Anyways, it's your turn.
I'm gonna re-say that line just because you saying his name upsets me.
Please do.
It's a moment where he very nearly sends a right hook into Bakugo Katsuki's jaw. If you want to be a hero that badly, there's a quick way to do it. Oh, brother.
The iconic quote.
Oh my god. Midoriya's fists clench around the straps of his backpack as he makes his way towards the dojo. He hadn't needed to see Bakugo's face to know about the mordant smile on his lips. Believe that you'll be born with a quirk in the next life and take a swan dive off the roof.
The Bakugo voice.
The Bakugo voice ended. Oh. He's telling people to kill themselves now? Izuku sneers. I'd love to see him bear the consequences.
It's fucking Lord.
The consequences of those words. Oh. He pauses, his stride stuttering. No, that would mean... Midoriya sighs, picking at a pebble on the sidewalk. He's late today. The fiasco with Katsuki had taken longer than he'd liked. So, when he gets to the dojo, the others are already stretching and he has to be quick to make his way to the small bathroom to change. He notes the damage done to his jacket and shirt and curses Katsuki in his head. It's hard to see from this angle, but there's also a painfully bright red spot on his shoulder from Bakugo's quirk that Midoriya's sure will blister given time. He sighs, pulling on a pair of shorts and slipping a t-shirt over the burn mark before heading out to stretch with the others. He'd been noticeably more vicious in his punches against the training dummy today, vicious to the point where Chi-sensei had banned him from sparring for the day. Oh my god. Even though she knows he'd never purposefully hurt his classmates. Instead, she redirects his attention to training his kicks, worried that he'd manage... Oh my god, please? Read. Worried that he'd somehow managed to bruise his knuckles through his kickboxing gloves. But, even then, his kicks had been ruthless and insatiable, and she worried about how his legs would hold up against such a beating. Her students were not immune to Her students were not immune to bruising, and Midoriya Izuku was certainly no exception. But there were days when the boy would come in with bruises too fresh to be from one of his sparring sessions, or show up with burn marks mottling his skin that had no business being there. The boy always has excuses for the injuries when she asks after them, and though she's never fully believed them, she gives him his space and reminds him that she's here to talk if he ever needs her. If he ever needs to. But this fury of his today is particularly troubling. It's not a first-time occurrence, but it's certainly a rare one. It's amazing just how much his mood can affect her other students. The number of their mistakes only spiking higher when Midoriya slips into moods like these. All of them wary of his temper and left to question what had managed to cloud the sun in his chest. I'm about to cringe so hard. Ugh.
Hey, I think there's like a space theme going on.
Oh. Feared the day when a good heart gives up on you, Jiwoo quotes quietly as she watches the boy. His face is pinched with anger, but it would take a fool not to notice the pain swirling there. A heart does not turn cold unless it's been treated with coldness for a while. So who's been hurting you, Midoriya? Cringe.
Okay. And then I'll go until he picks up the pace of his jog.
We're on it. Because I was going to say that too.
Whoa. The bond. Literally. Okay. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Izuku fights a Grimace. It's Grimace, right?
Yeah, Grimace.
Izuku fights a Grimace when Chi-sensei stops him on his way out, resting a heavy hand on his burned shoulder. Ooh. You were late today. Any reason why? This time, the boy really does grimace. It wasn't anything important. One of her brows quirked. Like he's quirkless, and he's edgy, so he's a vigilante.
Whoa.
One of her brows quirk upward. I'm sorry. It was important enough to make you late. Midoriya tries to look anywhere but her eyes. His inability to determine her line of sight still somewhat unnerving even after being around her for 6 years. I just left my notebook somewhere and I had to get it. She continues to eye him skeptically. That's why I didn't say anything, because it wasn't important. The woman lets her eyes drift closed for a minute, letting out a tired sigh as she gently squeezes Izuku's shoulder. She misses the pained twitch of his eye. I'm not just your instructor, Midoriya. I'm also your caretaker while you're here. It's my job to make sure that you're safe and protected, and learning what you need to while you're with me. Don't hesitate to talk to me if there's someone or something bothering you. Izuku is ready for the day to be over. His shoulder aches and he can feel a dull throbbing in his fists and legs from the training dummy. So when Jiwoo drops her hand from his shoulder, he almost sags with relief because he can finally go home and eat the katsudan his mother said she was making tonight. Did I say that right? Katsudan?
Yeah.
Katsudan?
Mm-hmm.
But that isn't the end to his bad day. He checks their apartment's mailbox on the way to the stairs because as exhausted as he is, Izuku knows that the mail is the one thing Inko always forgets to grab. Why is he call his mother Inko? Or that's your mom.
Oh my god.
Say your mom. Say his mom.
No.
Always forgets to grab when she comes home. A soft smile makes its way across his face when Midoriya opens their box to see several envelopes still there. He thumbs through it as he walks, pausing in his steps when he sees one addressed to him. It's a letter from UA, one that he hadn't been expecting. Lead pools in his stomach as he stares at it. He turns around, tucking the rest of the mail back into their box as he continues staring at the envelope. Izuku bites the corner of his lip, brows furrowing, before he shoves it into his jacket pocket and jogs away from the building. It takes everything within him not to stop in the middle of the sidewalk and tear open the letter there. The pit of lead in his stomach has only grown larger, heavier, to the point where it's begun to crawl its way up his throat the more he thinks about what they could want 10 months before the exams. He picks up the pace of his jog.
Oh, we're in the final stretch.
It's done! We're almost done!
When his feet finally hit Daugba's sand, Daugba's sand, he's quick to weave his way between the mounds of old appliances and other discarded trash until he's made his way to his usual small clearing. He rips the letter from his pocket and stares at it in the falling darkness. The street lamps kick on behind him, its light seeping through the mountain of garbage at his back. Izuku's hands shake with barely restrained nerves as he carefully tears open the envelope and pulls out the letter inside. His eyes strain to read it in the fading light, but his eyes hone in on one particular word: regret. Midoriya's knees buckle as he goes down, the sand catching the boy as if trying to comfort him. He strains his eyes harder, gaze jumping back to the top to start from the beginning, hoping, praying, but dreaming never got him anywhere. And evidently neither did his hard work. They'd sent his application back, saying that the dangers of hero work without a quirk are simply too high. They encourage him to apply for a different department, not the hero course. The thought makes him sick, and suddenly the sun that had so long burned in his... The thought makes him sick, and suddenly the sun that had for so long burned in place of his heart begins imploding. It's slow at first, the complete opposite of the nightmare sequence that's playing rapid fire in his head. But with every new thought, he descends into a darker place until the star between his ribcage collapses into a black hole that's sucking the breath from his lungs. It's changing the effects of gravity, pulling viciously at his organs until he's certain he'll die from it. He'll die. The black hole in his chest is pulling at every quark within his body, latching on to every atom with an inescapable drag of gravity. He watches the letter to see if it will be pulled in as well, but it stays where it is, resting innocently between his hands like it hadn't caused the implosion of his heart. His fists clench, crinkling the edges of the paper. His vision blurs at the corners as tears drip down his star-lined cheeks, several dark splotches appearing on the paper in his hands. His teeth are grit and grind painfully together. They hadn't even given him a chance. There's an ungodly noise that's forcing its way out of his throat, burning like acid. He lets out a mix between a scream and a sob, a cocktail of pure misery. They hadn't even given him a chance. Midoriya Izuku is the boy with a stippling of stars across his cheeks and a sun for a heart that desires only to help others. And despite his quirkless status, despite the bullying, despite everyone telling him he'll never be a hero, that desire has never wavered. Not until now. Whoa! Wow!
Oh my god, now we get the end author notes of this chapter for the chapter Black Hole, for the Black Hole chapter by Blackholeca.
This is it. This is where it starts. I've been working on this fic since Thanksgiving of last. Thanksgiving of last. For context, this would have been 2018.
May of 15.
No, it would have been Thanksgiving of 2018.
Well, I'm saying it was posted on May 14th,
posted in May.
Whatever I said.
Started
15th, my bad.
Thanksgiving. Since Thanksgiving of last, and I'm finally posting it. I had a lot of support getting here. To the absolutely marvelous Avery, I thank you for always reading and helping me bounce my ideas off you. You're a great motivation.
Shout out Avery, we love you, Avery.
We gotta get Avery in. And
Whoa.
These. You're great motivation. You are great motivation, and now that I'm finally posting this, you don't have to yeet a dumpster at me. And to the chaos that is the BDE, that you guys That is the BDE.
That you
BDE is our
guys.
group chat, okay? That
That
you
is the
guys
BDE.
for
That you
always
guys.
hello.
There's so many typos.
And to the
Oh,
chaos.
it's so
That is
cringe.
the BDE. That you guys for always reading my drafts. What?
I don't know. I think it might have only been Shaq that read the drafts.
Oh my god.
Let's be real.
The wrong you are support and excitement always made my day.
It's so tough.
I'll try posting weekly updates, but I'm a little gray,
Stop.
right?
Bitch.
Thank you. When it comes to making
I
those kinds of promises, so I'll have Avery threaten me with some more flying dumpsters to make sure they get done on time. I've got big plans for this fic, so I'm hoping you'll all bear with me in the meantime. Hope you all enjoyed, and see you next week.
That's just plain discrimination. Funny face.
Gather round, boys. We're gonna fight the world. We're
Gonna.
gonna fight the world itself.
Oh man. That last part hurt so good. Love my star boy. Glad he has a supportive sensei. Sad he doesn't have a supportive school. Excited to see what comes next. Thank you for writing.
Thank you for
Thank you, Kiki
reading.
guest.
Smiley face.
This is booty itself. UA is an asshole, but she is a god.
She is a god we stand.
And then that's like the limit of all the ones you responded to.
Yeah.
You really selectively chose which ones you wanted to respond to.
Well, listen, okay. At this point, I'm just the little guy. Let's be clear.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be clear.
Hey, you said in 2020 that about the whole Chi Woo thing we talked about. Thank you for pointing it out. I'll definitely change it once I start revising the story. Double
Where is
heart
it?
emoji.
Where is it?
Third page.
Oh my god. Why are there so many pages?
There's 9 pages. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Is this also called Gravity on Wattpad?
Oh
It is.
no!
Christmas on there, guys. Lore time. Haley's mom,
Oh god.
Starshine, wanted, and just her family in general, wanted to see what she's been writing. Except some of Pied Piper just isn't very, como se dice?
Como se dice?
Como
Family
se
friendly.
dice? Family friendly. So she decided to edit it and make it completely family friendly. Quote unquote family friendly. And post on Wattpad. And she renamed it Gravity.
I
Because
didn't want them tracking it back. I didn't want to be tracked back.
you know,
There was a movement. I posted it to the Piper
and
Tumblr,
it was so funny.
and people swarmed.
She
Was the comment
got people
section
to
family
comment
friendly?
on it to
No.
make it seem popular.
So you missed some context, okay?
Okay,
Because
fill it in.
it was Piper was getting popular at that point. And like I was just bragging a little bit. I was bragging a little bit, okay? Cuz
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
was
one
like,
does.
"Wow, I'm so proud. I'm so like look, look. Hey." And then she's like, "Oh, can I read it?" Um,
Crazy.
and then she was like, "So and so wants to read it." I was like, "Oh." I fought off sending her a link for so long. And I never did. I never had to
Mm-hmm.
send her one. I never sent her the
Why?
Wattpad version. I just kept
Girl.
putting it off. Um,
Well,
and she eventually stopped asking. So problem solved. You know, God knows what she thinks I'm
problem
writing, but like it's not bad. It's not
solved.
that bad.
Hey.
It's not that bad.
Hey.
Hey. I say it's
Hey.
not that bad, but there's some tags at the top of this that I don't think would go over well. This has been Pied Piper by Blackholeca.
Oh,
Um
come on.
on
Blackholeca.
Black Oka. Black Hole.
Black Hole.
Listen, if I read it
Can we get
alone,
a some
It's back and forth.
Guesses in the
Let's get a poll.
comments
Let's get a
of
poll
what
in
CA stands for.
everyone.
What do you
Oh
think
my
CA
god.
stands for? Don't spoil it.
I won't. Everyone
If we
put some
get
guesses in the comments.
any fucking comments. No, we got the Piper server. Piper server friends, you can't guess. That's cheating.
You can't guess.
Unless if you know it's cheating. If you don't know, you don't know.
You don't know. If you don't know, you don't know.
I think it stands for cock.
Your mouth.
Hey. Hey. And you know what? I'm always right. So you should all guess. You should all just spam that in the comments. Because that's the right answer, right? So you should all just like type that in the comments and nothing else. No, I think that's what you should type in the comments and nothing else. CA stands for cock. Blackhole cock.
That is the only comment we're about to get. You
Tee, and I'll be fine with that. That's fine with me. Lol.
Yeah, I know it's fine with you, freak.
Lol XD. Lol XD cringe.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining. I'm Haley, and that's Gray. Oh wait.
No, it's yours.
Yeah. We'll see you in the next one. We'll see about weekly uploads.
It'll be weekly. I promise. I swear.
We'll try for weekly. I promise.
I know this is Wednesday.
I'll get her ass.
Coming out on Wednesday, but like, that's only because of
everything else will be on Tuesday. Yeah.
Every Tuesday. For sure.
For realsies.
Yeah. Pee pee poo poo.
Pee pee poo poo and keep pee pee peeing.
Wait, oh my god. The PPP. Say PPPPP.
PPP.
The Pied Piper podcasting says pee pee poo poo.
Whoa.
Oh my god. Goodbye forever.